Hi everyone, Darren Hunter here, and I'm with Michael Sanz. We are Inspired Growth Training. Now, Michael, we're talking about our strategic market report. Now, we've had a client in Adelaide ask us to call up to 10 of their competitors. So we did call 10 competitors in the Adelaide market. Of course, for our viewers, we can't get any more specific than that. We can't reveal the identities of these agencies. But Michael, interesting experience. I've read through the report. It's like 80 pages. I mean, there's so much detail in it that you've dissected, so many questions, so many things that you've investigated. Let's just start with these 10 competitors. What was your overall customer service experience? You're coming in as a potential client. What was your customer service experience like?
Look, speaking with a lot of the property management companies in the area of those that we rang, it was mixed. We were mixed with overconfidence and underconfidence in the marketplace. There was probably only one agency that we spoke to that was really kind of super confident on the phone in a good way. There were others that were just kind of rude and abrasive on the phone if they answered their phone the first time. But for us, it's important when we're calling someone that once we've searched for them on the internet and Facebook and everything, their story there matches how they answer the phone. And that wasn't the case with the guys who called in Adelaide.
Okay, and let's talk about points of difference, because unless we have good points of difference, then we look the same in the eyes of the client. We're opening ourselves up to more fee discount requests. So when you ask the question, hey, how are you different from your competitors down the road? What information did they give you?
Wow, I mean, this is really interesting. All I can say is that I wish I was an agency in Adelaide, because a lot of people have the same points of difference. They probably think that it's something unique that they've got, but not many have a unique selling proposition. Everyone says that they collect rent the fastest, they have low arrears, low vacancy rates, but it's all just blah, blah, blah. It's the same thing. Again, there's one agency that had a really clear point of difference, and that was how they operated the business. But everyone else kind of says we specialize in investment properties or off-the-plan brand new properties. But they're getting the tenants from the same pool, realestate.com, where they advertise it. There is no clear points of difference. And I know that, Darren, we've spoken before about the permeate milk story, where one company came out saying that their milk was permeate free, and then everyone started buying their milk, but none of their milk had permeate in there anyway. It was just one company saying, stating the obvious, we do something really well. And no one from the guys in Adelaide that we really spoke to was stamping their permeate milk free out there. They were all saying the same thing. So I would love to be an agency in Adelaide right now getting a new business inquiry.
I think when I looked at the report, and I've only just finished reading it, there was so much information, but I could see that I think you'd be licking your lips if you wanted to set up something here, because I couldn't see that many standouts at all.
No.
At all, really, that stood out. But let's talk about fees. Now, let's just say rack rate Adelaide normal is 8% management fees plus GST, so 8.8%. For those that don't know, we charge 10% goods and services tax plus 2 weeks rent, leasing fee plus GST, and then the lease renewal fee is 1.1 weeks rent as a fee, and that's what I call Adelaide rack rate normal, plus some other add-ons as well. I've had a look through the list, and I'll make a comment in a minute. But what was your observation?
Well, for starters, Darren, I mean, you are probably like the country's most prolific person understanding fees across the nation, right? So when we did this report and the fee matrix for you, and you got to see it, you were probably just as surprised as I was. What I found when we did this, a lot of the agents, their confidence doesn't match the fees that they're charging. From what I see, there are so many agents that we call that are doing so much for free. Like, they're leaving so much money on the table, and it's inconsistent. There are agents that had real great confidence about them, but they're charging the lowest fees when, they could have got away with charging the highest fees. And there are some of the agents that were charging the most expensive. I couldn't see the value there. But, there was no consistency to it. So again, knowing what I know now, opening up an agency in Adelaide and their points of difference and their fee structures, like, I would be so excited if you're a real estate agent in Adelaide right now.
I agree with you. There was at least 3 agencies on there that I recognized that they would be seen as quality because the operators have been around a very long time and they know what they're doing. They're not, doing sales and property management on the side. They're specialist property management operators. But I saw that those 3 had lowballed themselves. They weren't at those rack rate normal for the management fee accepted level in Adelaide, or the leasing fee, or the lease renewal fee. And I agree, they're just unnecessarily leaving money on the table, and I could only put it down to a lack of confidence and fearing too much discounting going on, the reason they feel that they need to compete on fees and not putting forward their service and value proposition. So some areas, but I think also we did actually list on the report our customer, our client who ordered the report, her fees, and very quickly she's at rack rate normal, which is great. She's got rack rate, management fee, leasing fee, lease renewal, but some other areas that I know, looking at what our competitors are doing. I know typically in Adelaide, when it comes to routine inspections, it's always been about 1/3 of agents charge for routine inspections, 2/3 don't. But those that do, they're just charging these piddly amounts of $11, $22, $33. That's not even going to cover your fuel and mileage, people. Now, when a plumber comes out and fixes a leaky tap and they'll give us $99, $110, $120, our owners are not worried about those sort of charges. It's easy to be able to say a routine inspection, a travel time, booking time at the property, doing any work on the report, getting the report ready for the owner. It's about 1 hour. What are we charging? So I'm recommending to our client that the routine inspections we could easily charge for $99. And I think she's doing them every 4 months. Then also, we could easily find, based on the market data, we could find another $5 per property per month in the admin, just adding an extra $5 on what she's already charging. I give her a good shout out. She's charging an end of financial year statement fee of $50. That's right at the high end for Adelaide. Only 1/3 of agencies charge something from their end of financial year or annual statement. And
amazing,
she was the only one charging for an insurance claim fee too. Now, no doubt she's getting it. Now, there are 3 agents in Adelaide, Michael, that charge for repairs and maintenance fee of 10%. Every one of those agencies I speak to, they say they never, ever get pushback on that fee. And just very quickly, everybody, the owners really care about the management fee, if not the leasing fee. They really don't push back on the other stuff. Every now and then you might, but it's not really an issue. So I'll be recommending 10% repairs fee. And her tribunal, she was charging $110 flat. She needs to be charging $110 per hour, plus of course costs. So that's what I took out of the fee side of things. Let's move on. Now, with their online presence, explain the investigation. Why is an online presence important, and what was your investigation on that?
I guess for us, if you're a prospect looking for a property management company to rent out your property, where do you start your search? So you're going to go to Google or Bing or Safari, like one of those platforms. And for us, it's like, well, one, are you on Bing? Because people use Bing and they use Safari. So is your company loaded onto that? And a majority of agencies aren't loaded onto Bing. It's mainly just Google, which is the most dominant website. But again, people looking are on different platforms. The online presence is, how easy is it for us to find you? Do you have Google reviews on there? Do you have any other type of reviews on there? Are you replying to reviews? What are you saying in those reviews? What are people saying about you in those reviews? Because basically the online presence is, if I'm an owner and I'm going to pick up that phone to call you, I want to make sure that what I'm reading is matching the person that I'm speaking to. So having that strong online presence, and you don't need to have a massive marketing budget to have a good online presence. It's just doing the, Google do it for you. They say, fill in this, fill in this, fill in this, fill in this. And it's there. We can help people though with the best terms to use and what to put on Google and those platforms so you get more exposure for zero cost. There are some simple hacks that you can do, but the online presence is really important.
Yeah. And Michael, I need to throw in too, if anyone out there, you want to start asking Michael some questions, there is a link with this video or a button that you can click that will take us through to the strategic market report page. You don't have to fill in the order form. There's actually an online form you can fill in, get in touch, and Michael can have a chat to you about your marketplace and what you want to get out of your report as well. Now, moving on, social strategy, Michael. So we've talked about online presence. Now, let's talk about social media. Why is social, look, with 10 years now, we've talked about social media and its importance. Why is this important, and what did you find?
I found some really simple things, Darren, that people are doing social media very basic. They're posting all their properties they have to rent on there. There's nothing personal about the business, the team, the staff. So again, if you're trying to build that trust, a relationship with someone, a lot of the people that we sampled are not doing their socials, if at all, well, right? It's terrible. Like, a lot of them don't have a YouTube channel. So then I raised the question, because Darren, we've been speaking about video for a long time. Where are they posting their videos? And then that leads me to think they're not doing videos. They're not doing anything that's going to add any value.
I just saw that they're doing very little at all. And no doubt every one of those companies are complaining they're not getting enough growth.
Oh, I would say 100%. And also, like, they're charging low fees, and they don't know, because they don't know what they're doing. There's no consistent structure to what they're doing. So, like, for us, like, as an agency too, like, we know that you need to have videos, video. You need to have easily searchable content. You need to have clean pages, social-wise. Your Instagram can't just be property. It's got to be you. It's got to be the team. It's got to tell us a bit about yourself and why we should do business with you. Because I tell you, if it's 2 a.m. and I'm a landlord and I'm trying to find a property manager to take over my investment property or rent out my home or rent the property that I'm going to settle on, I want to know a bit about you. Make it easy for me as the owner. Make it easy so that I can just find you, select you, and go with you.
So no doubt you're going to have a coaching discussion with the client that has ordered this strategic market report, Michael. And you're obviously going to go through a lot of in-depth recommendations. But in a nutshell, what does our client have to do to dominate in their marketplace with these 10 competitors? What do they need to do?
Look, it's like we've said before and previously and at our events, you don't need to have a massive marketing budget, to make yourself look impressive and build that level of trust. So our recommendation is we are going to have a look over the fees and make sure that they're not doing things for free, because we want to make sure they're actually making an income and a living from it, and also being the best property manager they can be. We're also going to go over their social strategy too, to make sure they're doing the right videos, the right content, where to place it, how they can be seen faster and more visible than other agents in their marketplace. We're going to be going through, their customer service deliverable too, letting them know about what other people were saying and help them really, define some of their points of difference, their unique selling proposition. Because if everyone's saying the same thing, we'll help them with some type of scripting that they can say in the elevator to really kind of give them that boost, that superior boost.
Yeah. And I forgot to mention too, with the fees there, if our client has 300 properties, then they should be able to expect, with implementation of what I've just recommended, probably an extra $120,000 a year extra in fee income with the property numbers they've already got. So some really solid profitability there as well. So
it's huge, isn't it? Like, why leave so much money on the table? Like, we're delivering, like, as property managers, a superior service. We're managing potentially their largest investment that they'll ever own, and a lot of the fees they're charging are negligible.
So just wrapping this up, everybody, click on the link or click on the button there, go through to our SMR or our strategic market report page, complete an online form there. That will then send a email to Michael. He'll be in touch, or you're welcome to complete an order form and we'll get started straight away on up to 10 competitors in your marketplace. Michael, it's been a great discussion. Thanks very much.
Thank you.